Hey Pete, how you going?
What's going on, big fella?
What's happening?
Oh, not much. I just thought I'd give you a call. I've got a bit of a proposition for you.
Yeah, alright, you know I'm always game.
Yeah, well, you might know a few of us, the boys I ride with, we head down to Phillip Island with you for the MotoGP.
Yeah, you do that every year, don't you?
It's our 25th year, mate.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's our 23rd to the island. So one of the guys has cancelled and got a spare spot, and I thought you might be interested.
So what, you got a bed in a house at Phillip Island, is that what you're telling me?
I have, mate. I've got a comfy little bed there, and for the right price, for the right guy like yourself.
Well, it's often the hardest thing, just getting accommodation down there. So, mate, if you got a bed sorted. So what are we, Tuesday now? When are you heading off? Where are you heading from?
Yeah, that's the thing, mate. We're leaving in about 2 days. And we're on Wagga Wagga.
Oh, holy cow. So...
That's just down the road for you.
Yeah. So you're leaving Thursday morning, is it?
We are, mate. There's about a dozen of us. We all ride mostly adventure bikes. We try and do as much dirt as we can. So it's about a two-day trip down, and then we'll take another 2 to come home. So what's that tickle you or what?
Mate, that is, and I'll tell you one of the things I've kind of been thinking about going. It's just a bit too far, and accommodation's an issue. Because there's going to be a couple of things happening. Obviously, Jack Miller's going to be racing, and he's doing well this year, but also Zarko on the Honda, so I'm keen to see that. It's a dead rubber for Marquez, of course, but there should be some...
Yeah, you still got to turn up and win it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, mate, I'll tell you what, let me think about it, and I'll give you a call back. Just got to work out the logistics. A long way to ride, so I'll see what the options are.
Yeah, mate, even if you try it on the trailer and get it down here, and we'll find you a spot for the car on the trailer.
Hey, that's a good idea. That's a very good idea. Very good idea.
You've done all that between Brisbane and whatever before.
Yeah, no, it's all well, and getting off the road with all the wildlife and all the highway patrol too. So yeah, good thinking. All right, mate. Let me just work out the logistics of it, and I'll give you a call back.
Good stuff, buddy.
Thanks, mate. See ya.
Bye.
Call Peter Hayden.
Calling Peter Hayden. Mobile.
Big fella.
Mate, I'm in.
You're in?
I'm in.
Awesome.
I think trailering is the best option. I'll throw it on the back of the cruiser and bring it down.
Righto. My mate Scotty, he's got a property up near Adelong. If you're keen, you want to leave it there, and that'll make the trip a bit shorter for you coming home.
That he's going too, is he?
Yeah, mate, he's going.
Oh, awesome. Okay, well he can guide me through to you guys on Thursday morning. That'll be awesome.
All right, mate. Look forward to seeing you.
All right, thanks, buddy. I'll see you there.
Be in touch.
Righto, bye.
Yeah.
Hey, g'day big bikers. Well, we're about to hit the road. Loaded the bike this morning and heading down to Phillip Island. Now, I know putting the motorbike on the trailer and driving down to Phillip Island is not the way you do Phillip Island, but there's some logistics issues, in the next couple of days that really are best solved by being in an air-conditioned vehicle with cruise control and very long fuel range. I've got about 1,200 kilometre fuel range in the Land Cruiser. So yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to head off. We're going to get down to just outside Wagga in the next day or so, and from there we're going to meet up with the group of guys that did that 4-day in the bush video a little while ago. I met up with the guys from ADV Riders Connected. I'm meeting up with them again this time, and we're going to head off down to Phillip Island. They had someone drop out of their group. There's some accommodation, and there was a bet on Phillip Island going to waste, so I thought I'd take it. I wasn't actually going to go to Phillip Island because it's a bit of a dead rubber again this year. You know, Marquez, it'd be nice if he saved winning the championship until he got to Phillip Island for a change. Just because of timing and the way everything is working both at this end, the logistics of getting down there and then getting back in the right amount of time. So I've decided I'm going to take Mrs. Jones on the trailer about 1,000 kilometres down towards Phillip Island, meet up with the group of guys down there, and then I'll ride from there. So this way I can just put the cruise control on, and it's not so much about getting down there, it's actually all about the timing I'm going to need to come back. So I've got a little bit of time pressure at the other end of the trip, so I'll be able to put the bike back on the trailer and just basically race home day or night. Got the big spotlights and the bull bar and everything on the Land Cruiser, so that'll give me the opportunity just to get home. But apart from that, there's not really going to be much excitement at the early part of the video, because I'm going to be sitting in the car, air conditioner on, climate control, cruise control. Got my sheepskin seat cover. I'm just going to be taking it nice and easy. And I've got long range tanks in the Land Cruiser, so I won't need to stop for fuel at all. But I'll stop every couple of hours and just check the tie downs on the bike and make sure everything's okay. Hey, g'day big bikers. Well, second day now, so I've done about 1,100 kilometres so far, and I've got about an hour and a half to go before I get to my destination. I'll probably get there, it's just be around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I'll unload the bike, which has been following me down the highway. I stopped in at Coonabarabran last night, which is the home of Australia's optical telescopes. That's where they have all the clear skies and really low light pollution. That whole kind of region around there has got a commitment to keeping the light pollution really low. So the sky last night was just sensational. I went to this night sky and astronomy kind of presentation, and that was really cool. I mean, I haven't, after spending many nights by the fire out in the desert and looking up at the night sky, it's just incredible. So I've just been learning a little bit about that, so that when I'm looking up I have a bit of an understanding of what I'm looking at. But this guy pulled out this $10,000 telescope and all this kind of GPS tracking and all sorts of stuff. It was all pretty flash. But they also had this massive astronomy dome with this huge mirror lens telescope in there, and we were looking at nebulas and star clusters, and Saturn was out. It was as clear as anything. It was so good. I'll try and put some images in here. Just absolutely fantastic. Such a great night if you're into that sort of thing. But today I've just got to finish off this run down the highway. Just going to unload the bike, and then I'll pack it up and get it ready. Actually, I've just got to stop and put some fuel in it, because I've got about 100 kilometres to do in the morning to get to the meet point. I don't quite have that, so I'll stop, just throw a splash of fuel in the bike, and that'll get us through to our meet point tomorrow morning. Staying with a fellow called Scott. I've not met Scott before, but one of the joys of the motorcycle industry is he's gone, oh no, you can stay at my place, it's no problem. They were just hunting around for a bed and somewhere to leave the four-wheel drive and the trailer for a few days while we head down to Phillip Island, and one of the group members has gone, yeah, no, you can stay with me at school. So thanks, Scott, appreciate that, mate. The motorcycle community is so good. Mrs. Jones, she's down the back on the trailer, and we're going up this great dirt, twisty road that's heading up into the mountains. There's her. She loves this. She's going to be very cranky with me. She's down the back there getting very, very dirty, but she's on the trailer. I'm going to get spoken to tonight when I take her off the trailer, that's for sure. Hey, good morning, big bikers. Look at that. This is my launch point for the ride to Phillip Island. So I've dropped the cruiser off, staying with Scott and his family, which is absolutely fantastic. I've got to say, completely blessed by the people I've met through BBA, and just they made me so welcome. Welcomed me into their home last night and fed me, and we had a great time sitting under the stars. It's an amazing place. A place called Darlow. Just phenomenal. Sun's about to come up over the mountains. We've got about an hour to ride to go and meet up with the rest of the folk who are coming on the trip. There's about 13 of them all up. There's Scotty. Fantastic, mate. So good. That's the view out his front door every day. And it's so green at the moment. Like, there's this little valley here up in the mountains. It's just so green by comparison to everywhere else on the eastern seaboard. This lovely little valley. Some sheep and horses, obviously, some cattle. These are Australian mountain brumbies, them. The story of the man from Snowy River. That's the breed. So I don't have gloves on. I'm just going to stop and get some photos. His driveway has this amazing grove of trees, so I just want to stop and get a shot. Right here. Alright. Just put my gloves on. We stopped 10 degrees this morning. It's beautiful. I reckon it's going to get up to 30 tonight, so out this way. Yep, I'm good, mate. Let's go. After you. Scott's on his triple. His, Tiger 800 XC. I'm probably going to be buried down the back of a group of guys, so it's a good thing I've cleaned those pre-filters. It's a beautiful morning. Look at that. So the plan for today is we're going to go and meet everyone at a place called Wagga. It's Wagga Wagga, don't call Wagga Wagga. Don't call Wagga Wagga Wagga, what they reckon. So the town is called Wagga Wagga. You're not allowed to call it Wagga, and there's a song that says, don't call Wagga Wagga Wagga. So we're going to Wagga Wagga. We're going to meet up with, I think, 10 or 11 other riders, some road bike riders, some off-road, and at various points along the route, the road riders are going to split off and do the high country roads, which is great, and the rest of us are going to take off up through the mountains via the back roads. But it's going to be pretty dusty, I suspect. I don't know any of these roads. It's one of the main reasons I came. I don't know any of the roads that we're going. Well, we're going to go up over the high country, so I'm up for that. But yeah, the plan is we're going to ride to Mansfield, where we'll meet up with the road riders again. So they're going the sealed way, we're going to go the unsealed, meet up at Mansfield, and then from Mansfield tomorrow we head to Phillip Island. So it's Thursday morning at the moment, and so we'll get to Phillip Island tomorrow night. They've got a house, and then I think I've got a mattress on the floor, so it should be fun. And traction control off. Such a good guy. He said, he pulled up and he said, I know you don't like riding on the bitumen, on the tar. I'll take you some dirt. I went, that's alright, mate, we're just meeting up for coffee. But yeah, this is much better. Much better. So this is, well, still spring in Australia. The end of October, probably 24th or something like that, I think. It's 11 degrees Celsius. It's very cool. His four-wheel drive go the other way. He was just going way too fast. Obviously thought he had the road to himself. I didn't have the camera on, but just, you know, we're now sitting in his dust. But you just cannot relax on these roads, thinking that it's okay to cut corners. Now I know I do it, and I've been guilty of it, and I try to be aware of, you know, my road position as much as possible. But you know, that guy was going way too fast for these road conditions, and he probably just thinking that he had the road to himself at this time of the morning, which normally he would.
They'll be all booked under my name, but I've partnered you up as I normally do, and there should be your sub-names underneath.
It's the ride briefing from Pete. Pre-ride briefing.
So hopefully we'll get there a little bit earlier.
That's an interesting collection of bikes here this morning. So the Tigers are over there. A couple of 800s and also a Benelli, the three-cylinder Benelli's there. V-Strom and a collection of GSAs and the classic 640, KTM 640. And the road boys are
ready, but you got something just hanging out your pocket there. Your pocket.
Oh yeah, no, that's thanks, mate. Yeah, it's supposed to be there. So you might recognise some of these guys from the Pilliga ride that I did. There's Tim on the old GSA. There's the V-Strom that had the wiring problem. Doesn't look like, Tim, doesn't look like you've cleaned your bike since the Pilliga ride, mate.
Hey?
Doesn't look like you cleaned your bike since the last time we saw you.
That's right.
Follow Tim on his GS. Last time I saw these guys was at Lightning Ridge.
We'll get cleaned tomorrow.
Sorry?
It'll get cleaned tomorrow.
Yeah, oh, you reckon in the rain? Is that forecast still right? You reckon? Oh, great. It's a bit odd, this one, because I'm not involved in any way in any of the planning. BBA is in the house. According to Pete, when he did the rider briefing, that we're just going to head down the highway for the first part, get across the border into Victoria, and then it was split up. The guys on the road bikes are going to head up across the top on the bitumen, and we're going to head around the base of Mount Buffalo on some dirt roads. So again, not roads that I've been on before, so everything here is new for me, so I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, I'm going to come back and talk to you when something interesting's going on, because at the moment we've just got to fight our way out of Wagga, and once we get out of Wagga, then we'll probably hit the highway. I think we're just going to go straight down to Hume, across the border, and then head off into the B roads and the back roads. So I'll talk to you when that happens. Over and out. Looks like the road bikes are peeling off. All the ADV bikes are going this way. Better get going. And so it begins. Here we hit the dirt. Cross breeze, so it's not so bad. The temperature's up already. What's at 9 o'clock? 20 past 9. The temperature's up at 27 degrees already, so it's going to be a hot day. The difference between the heat here and the heat at home, there's no humidity down here. Very tropical at home. They've got a lot of humidity. This is tolerable. Not pleasant, just tolerable. That Benelli. I think I decided to buy the Cross Tourer because I'm a little bit concerned about reliability on the Italian brand. Surprise, surprise. Just so green here. Just, you know, by comparison to the rest of the country, this lower part of southern New South Wales and northern Victoria, so green. Well, there's not a lot of water in the creeks, but it's just so different to the rest of the country at the moment. That is insane. It's so green. So we're on the road to Yakandanda. Yep. Commonly known as Yak by the locals. Going to Yak. It's really difficult to cover long distances by dirt in southern New South Wales and Victoria because the population density is so high. So a lot of the roads here are sealed, and so it's this matter of stitching together all the little dirt tracks in between to try and do as much dirt as we can. But we're heading up into the mountains this afternoon. I think we'll just stop here at Yakandanda, I think, for a bit of a break. So the Yakandanda Hotel, pretty little town, just typical kind of Victorian country town. And bikes everywhere because so many people heading down to the MotoGP. So, interesting, this Benelli. You don't see them very often.
No.
I had a bit of a look at these a couple of years ago, but I ended up getting a cross tour instead. So,
Yeah.
but
I looked and bought for a long time too, and then I just thought, I saw this one for sale. Basically being a demo one, and
so it's 1000cc.
1130.
1130. Yeah. Okay.
So they're a light bike with a big engine, but yeah, we'll see how it hangs together. We'll see how it hangs together. We'll see how it hangs together.
Well, something's smoking. Is that you? There's smoke coming off your right side.
That'll be handy. Smells like oil.
Yeah, it smells like oil.
How's my oil level? Is it okay?
Your cap hasn't come off, has it? It looks a bit loose.
Yeah, it looks good. That's what it is.
It's just, it's coming out of the filler cap.
Good spot, mate. I've screwed her off.
Is it broken off?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Heartaches begin.
Oh dear.
Or is it? No, it's got a fucking hole in it, doesn't it?
Unscrew. So the filler cap's actually broken off.
I shouldn't have turned that anymore, should I?
She's
Might be the
easy
end
to
of
get
the trip.
to it while we're off.
No,
Get a pair of pliers or something in there. Have you got tools? So the boys are all gathered around the Benelli, trying to find a solution to the oil cap.
It wasn't rough, mate. I don't think so. Plain going.
Can I have a look?
Yeah, mate.
So that's actually just, the cap's actually broken off. And the Benelli dealer at Yakandanda didn't have one?
No. should have it in stock.
Solutions are being sought. A few different avenues. People are going off in different directions to try and find a solution to it. They're looking at different thread plugs and all sorts of things, but you've still got the cap that goes down inside. This thread itself goes down inside the engine still. Trip is going well. It's always got to be one of those, right?
That's what I said, mate. You should have had
Every
something
ride,
in there.
there's got to be something. Well, we've got an ag pipe. Aggie plug. Has it got that O-ring? Will that O-ring go on there?
There'd be no pressure in there, would there?
Oh, a little bit. Yeah, it's a sealed unit, so.
On there, shit. Dies when you give her big gutful. Might have to put her on the other map.
So the Benelli is going again. For how long we're not sure, so he's going to go on the road with the road guys. We are going to continue on our planned route. of the other ones has gone too. V-Strom gone now too.
Yep.
Same problem?
Yep.
Oh, we were just talking about that. We put the mockers on him. Oh dear. So we've got the Benelli going and they're gone. The V-Strom's not going. So we were just talking about the V-Strom because last time we were out at Lightning Ridge or on that ride out to the Pilliga we did with these guys, the V-Strom was having a bit of a problem. There was a fault somewhere, so they had to short out a couple of wires to get jump started to get it going, and it's doing it again apparently. Looks like we're unloading. Oh, it's too hot sitting here in the gear. We've got the V-Strom going. It's 11:30. It's up in the 30s already. Just ridiculous. 10 degrees when we left this morning. Well, that was an exciting stop at Benelli. A little bit of a problem. V-Strom, a little bit of a problem. Hopefully there'll be no more problems. More dirt. Traction control. Tigers. Oh no, that's the V-Strom there. That's Spider on the V-Strom and Tomo on the 800 Tiger. Cool, it's a lake. Nice. Oh, it's a dam, obviously. How good's that?
That's Lake Perfect.
Yeah. We're going around it? Nice. Swimming and boating prohibited, is a real shame. Just trying to see the temperature. Now that we've got a bit of elevation, 27 degrees. Of this ridiculous green lush. I mean, forestry is okay, but just the fields. Don't get me wrong, it's not a problem with it. I think it's great. It's stark contrast to the rest of the country. But it is a very big place, so. Right. Fantastic. I love it down here. I absolutely love it. I'll spend a bit of time down here next year, I think.
So we're at a place called Chess Hunt. Just stopped at the bakery. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon local time. Just stopped at the bakery and, well, it's called the Oven. They do, there's the legend that is the Scottmeister. Yeah, so just had some German or Danish or something food, strudels and dumplings and stuff. Very good. We've got still got a couple of hours to go before we get to the bed for the night.
G'day, big bikers!
So we've just stopped for fuel.
Alright, let's do it.
Now it's time to rock on.
Climb going on here. This is the power line access road, this one. Going straight up the side of the mountain. Love it. It's just this high country kind of riding. How good's that? Good. This is what I came for.
Yep, another U-turn. Going back down that power line. Now, if Neil was here, we'd be stopping and looking at all the survey work that gone into putting this road in and the power line. It's a source of information. Look at that. That's a photo right there. Kind of cross the ridge and you're out over to the other side. This is exactly the sort of riding I want to do up in the high country. When I came on this trip, I said, yeah, I'm coming. As soon as I found out they were doing high country stuff, yep, I'm in. This dust though, but that shouldn't have happened at all. That's my Moscow moto bag. That's the one with the camera gear and everything in it as well. Very strange. I mustn't have had that clicked in properly. Yeah, good. Oh, go on, say it. So green. The diversity of riding here is just phenomenal. The quality of the roads, so good. But where there's mountains, there's twisties, so.
So we made it to Mansfield safely yesterday afternoon. Bit of an adventurous day with the Bellini losing a sump plug, and then straight after that, that V-Strom had that same electrical problem again after we thought it had all been fixed. But it's the next morning now, and should be a wet one. It's Victoria, right? So raining now, might even get some snow this afternoon. It's as we head to Phillip Island, it'll be fun crossing the bridge at San Remo, and it's going to be a wet weekend. But we've got a house and it's all sorted. So talk to you from the helmet.